we are discussing about computer system organization, that is different topics related with computer. That is the main topic we discussed in the previous class. It is system software, application software, isn't it? Then what is system software, Pooja?
It is designed for a particular system.
Example?
Operating system.
Operating system is an example for system software. Correct, Pooja. So that is system software is a software that is designed for the system. For example, operating system. Another example for system software, Tom? Another example? No idea.
No, ma'am.
Why? Joel? Another example for system software?
Compiler.
Yeah, compiler. What is the heading of that compiler? It is language processor. Okay, Joel. So the main two operating system softwares are language processors and operating system. System software means software that is designed for the system. So we use two types of system software. It is operating system and language processor. Under language processor, we are using three language processors. Which are they, Tom?
Assemblers, compilers, and interpreters.
Assembler, compiler, and interpreter. What is the difference between compiler and interpreter? Tom?
Compiler translates all the code in one session, while the interpreter does it line by line.
Okay, correct. Good, Tom. So these are the main topics we discussed in the previous class. So we can continue with the same topic. Which are the different types of operating system? John Joes? Any three?
Single user, single device, multi-user, single device, multi-user, multi-device.
Okay. Give one example for embedded operating system, John Philip. Embedded operating system.
Ma'am, room.
What, John?
Read-only memory.
Read-only memory is an example for what? Embedded operating system. What is operating system? ROM is an example for what, John? ROM is an example for?
Embedded operating system.
Isn't it? Just checked in the notebook. Some more words are there along with that ROM. Got it, John?
No, ma'am.
No. Why? It is not in your notebook.
No, ma'am.
You want to write the lecture note related with each and every topic, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anaga?
Yes, ma'am.
Give an example for embedded operating system.
Ma'am, the operating system of microwaves.
The system that is stored in microwave is an example for embedded operating system. It is related with ROM. That is, the contents are stored in ROM. ROM is under memory unit. Isn't it, John? Okay.
Yes,
ROM and RAM are under memory unit. It is not related with operating system. It is related with memory. Then embedded operating system example, it is the operating system that is used in microwave oven or washing machine, just like that. Okay. So which is the last topic we discussed? Is it types of operating system? Anaga?
It started with language processor and programming.
Language. Okay, okay, okay. So language processors or programming language, that is the main three language processors are assembler, compiler, interpreter. Compiler we already discussed, it converts high level language code to machine code in one session. It takes time because it have to translate high level code. We already discussed these points. That is what is compiler, assembler and interpreter. Okay. Then today we have one test paper, isn't it? Based on string. Okay, next period. It is same as that of MCQ. Option is there. You can select the option from the given options, 4 options. Okay. So next heading it is application software. There is no need of writing entire word. You just write the contents just like a lecture note. Okay. Write the heading and the things that you need. You just write in your own words. There is no need of writing the entire sentence from this PPT. Okay. You just write just like a lecture note. Okay. Then you can refer the points. All the points are in the textbook, but you want to keep a notebook also. Write these main points in the notebook also. Okay. So application software, it is a software designed for a particular application. Okay. So here from the heading itself, application software means a software that is designed for a particular application. Okay. It is designed for a particular application that is known as application software. There are two types of application software: general purpose application software and specific purpose application software. Some application softwares are designed for general purpose, that is for common purpose, common use. And some application softwares are designed for specific purpose, that is, it is for a particular purpose. Okay, so application software means it is a software that is designed for a particular application. There are two types of application software. The first one, it is general purpose application software, and second one, it is specific purpose application software. General purpose application software means these are ready to use software for daily use purpose. For example, Word, then spreadsheet, then PPT, DBMS. We are discussing this DBMS. This is in your syllabus. Last portion we discussed this DBMS, this database management system. It is just like a spreadsheet, but some commands are there for storing the data in DBMS. Okay, so these are you just learn 2 or 3 examples. Common examples are word processor, spreadsheet. Okay. So these are ready to use software for daily use purpose. For example, word processor, spreadsheet, Excel, DBMS, PPT, PowerPoint, all these are examples for general purpose application software. Then specific purpose application software. It is designed for a specific task. For example, for hotel management, for hospital management, for payroll, for stock management. It is designed for a particular or specific function. This is specific purpose application software. So application software means the software that is designed for a particular application. And there are mainly 2 types of application software: general purpose application software and specific purpose application software. General purpose example, word processor, spreadsheet, DBMS, etc. And specific purpose example, payroll, hotel management, hospital management, school management, stock management, all these are specific purpose application software. Navneet, switch on the video. Naveen, Jacob, Rahul, all of you switch on the video. Niranjan, switch on the video. Previous Monday's test paper, I will just correct it and give it today or tomorrow itself. Okay. So this is general purpose application software and specific purpose application software. Completed, Naveen? Where is Roshan, Naveen? Okay. So this is general purpose application software and specific purpose application software. Then third one, it is utility software.
Can you show one more for me?
Okay, okay. So according to software, we divide that software into three. First one it is system software. Second one it is application software. Third one it is utility software. What is the use of utility software? Jacob, any idea? Utility software. We already discussed that point. Vinayak? Rahul?
Ma'am, it is used for maintaining the computer.
Little more louder, Rahul.
Ma'am.
Mm.
Ma'am, it is used for maintaining the computer.
It is used for maintaining the system. Okay. The software that is used for maintaining the system. Give an example, Naurin. Common utility software example. John Philip.
Ma'am, Windows.
No, Windows is an operating system. It is not for maintaining the system. It is for starting the system. You just think in your system, which is the software that is used for maintaining. Common thing related with virus. Which one, John? For protecting your system from virus, which software is used? That is one example for utility software.
Antivirus.
Yes, antivirus is an example for utility software. Okay. All of you switch on the video, children. Okay. So, completed, Naveen? Naveen completed?
I finished. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next one it is utility software that assists operating system in carrying out certain specialized tasks are called utility software. Example for utility software is antivirus, compression tools. Did you heard about this fragmentation, defragmentation, disk zipping? No idea? Okay, we'll discuss that topics. Okay, so the first one it is familiar for you. It is antivirus. Which is the antivirus used in your system, Joel? No idea?
AVG.
Okay. Then anyone other? Jacob, yours antivirus?
No, antivirus.
Okay. According to John Joes?
I'm not sure.
It's not audible, John.
I don't know which one.
Then today itself you want to check it, okay? You are one of the computer student, no? Then you want to check your antivirus name, all of you, okay? Which antivirus you want to, you are installing in your system, okay? Jacob, if there is no antivirus, it is better to install one antivirus, okay?
It was there, now it is out of date. I need to update it.
Okay, you just update it, okay? So, antivirus, and antivirus scans the system for any virus, and if detected, gets rid of it by deleting or isolating it. Okay, so that is antivirus. The first utility software, it is antivirus. Then second one, it is compression tools. Compression tools are utilities that assist operating systems in shortening files so that they take less space. Compression means it just compress your files. If it is a big file, it just compress into a small one, and we can save space. Okay. So if you are using a big file, then using this compression tool, we can just compress that file and we can save space in your system. Okay. Did you heard about zip files? Anyone? Zip files? .zip. Okay, zip files are used for this compression. Okay, so now for if there is a big file, then you can compress using zip file. Okay, so compression tools, just like the word meaning, it is used for compressing the data or compressing a file. Okay, so compression tools are utilities that assist operating systems in shortening files so that they take less space. Okay. Navaneet, Ranil, Roshan, switch on the video. Pranav, Niranjan, switch on the video. Navaneet, Roshan, Niranjan, switch on the video. So the first utility software, it is antivirus. Second utility software, it is okay, Niranjan. Okay, Navaneet. Then second one, it is compression tools. Okay. So you just write the heading compression tool and the main points related with it is, there is no need of writing the complete sentence. Just write shortening files. It is used for shortening the file so that they take less space. Okay. The next, it is disk cleanup. Next utility software, it is disk cleanup. Disk cleanup tools assist users in freeing up disk space. It is used for freeing the disk space. That is just clean up the disk. Then next, it is disk defragmenter. Disk defragmenter is a disk management utility that increases file access speeds by rearranging fragmented files on contiguous locations. Means it is mainly used for fast access. That is, it will rearrange the files. Fragmented files means the files, that is, we discuss this fragmented files next topic. Okay, so defragmenter means it is a disk management utility that increases file access speed by rearranging rearranging fragmented files on contiguous location, that is continuous location. So it arranges, that is, one file is here, one file is here, then here I'm storing one file, and after some space I'm using, after some free space I'm using another one, and after some space I'm using another file, just like that. This disk defragmenter just arrange all these files in contiguous location, so we can access all these files fast. Okay, that is disk fragmenter. When you do all this program in your system, you can what happened if we use this disk fragmenter. Okay, so after one file, if there is some space, and after that another file, then some free space, just like that, this disk defragmenter rearrange these files. That means it will arrange the files in a continuous order. So we can easily access the files without any delay. That is disk defragmenter. Disk defragmenter is a disk management utility that increases file access speeds by rearranging fragmented files on contiguous locations. Contiguous location means continuous location. Then next one, it is backup. Backup means what? For storing our data. Backup utility enables backing up of files, folders, databases, or complete disk. That is, if there is any problem with our system, we can, if one file is deleted or one folder is deleted, then we can take that file from this backup option. Okay, or if there is any damage in your system, we can collect our data using this backup option. So backup utility enables backing up of files. That is, all the files are stored in this backup file. So it is backup. Backup utility enables backing up of files, folders, databases, or complete disk. Then file management tools. Utility software providing regular file management tasks like browse, search, update, preview, etc. These are called file management tools. When we take one file, we can browse in a file, or we can search in a file, or we can make some updations in a file, or we can view the preview of the contents of a file. All these are happened using file management tools. Jacob, write the lecture note. And before to next class, that means Wednesday's class, you just go through these points. Okay. So next one, it is file management tools. Utility software, one of the utility software providing regular file management tasks like browse, search, update, preview, etc. are called file management tools. Okay. So if there is one question like dash software providing regular file management, dash software providing tasks like browse, search, update, preview, etc. And different options are there: file management tool, backup tool, defragmentation, and disk cleaner. So these are the different types. There is one of the question we can ask based on this topic. Okay. So according to this theory chapter also, there is no need of by-hearting the concept. You just learn the concept or understand the concept. What is file management tool? Based on this file management word, you just identify the meaning of that file management tool and learn 2 or 3 examples based on this file management tool, or based on this system software or application software, or you just like that, utility software, just like that. Okay. So disk cleanup tools assist users in freeing up disk space. Disk defragmentation is used to rearrange fragmented files on continuous location. Backup utility enables backing up of files, folders, databases, or complete disk. Okay. Then file management tools. It is a utility software providing regular file management tasks like browse, search, update, preview, etc. Pooja completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next topic it is memory unit. So that application software is over. Then system software is over. Then last one it is utility software. It is also over. Then next topic it is memory unit. Computers do not understand natural languages, no programming languages. We already discussed that terms. They only understand a language of bits. What is bits? Vinayak, give one example for bit. Alan, give an example for bit. Renil, give one example for bit.
Zeros and ones.
Thank you, Renil. Very good. Okay. Alan, where are you, Alan?
Ma'am,
Okay. I'm asking one question.
I knew the answer.
Oh, it's not clear. Okay. So they only understand the language of bits. That is, bits means 0 or 1. Okay. A bit is the most basic unit in computer machine. So a bit is a most basic unit in computer machine language. That is the language used in understandable by the computer. It is machine language. Okay. The language that is understandable by the system or computer, it is machine language. In that machine language, we are using only 0 or 1. That 0 or 1 is known as bits. Okay. Then all instructions that the computer executes and the data that it processes is made up of group of bits. Okay. So all the instructions that the computer executes and the data that it processes is made up of a group of bits. Bits are represented in many forms, either through electrical voltage, current pulses, or by the state of an electronic flip-flop circuit in form of 0 or 1. I think all these flip-flop and this electrical voltage, current pulses, all these things you are discussing in physics, I think so. Today, this year or next year, these topics are included in physics. So how we can represent that 0 and 1 in system? It is using a current pulse. If a current is passed, that means it is 1. If it disconnects, means 0. Just like that. Okay. Then electrical voltage also. Same way. That is, if there is a connection, it is 1. If there is no connection, it is 0. Okay. And the case of flip-flop also. So bits are represented in many forms. Either you can use it to represent 0 or 1. Either you can use electrical voltage or current pulse, or we can use flip-flop circuit. So in computer do not understand our natural languages and also programming languages. Then which language it can understand? It can understand only machine language. Machine language means the language that include only 0 or 1. Okay. And all instructions that the computer executes and the data that it processes is made up of a group of bits. Bits are represented in many forms, either through electrical voltage, current pulses, or by the state of an electronic flip-flop circuit in form of 0 or 1. Okay. So from this portion, you just learned this term machine language and bits. Okay. What is the use of machine language? Or which language is used in or which is the computer understandable language? And within that computer understandable language, which values are used? The values used, it is 0 or 1, which is the name of that 0 or 1, it is bits. Okay. So Wednesday we have seminar. So prepare those students who are taking seminar, just prepare for that also. Okay. Now incompleted.
Yes.
Okay. So next is different memory units. That is the terms related with bit. That is, what is bit? You want to learn these terms. That is, 1 bit is equal to 0 or 1. And 8 bit is equal to 1 byte. And also write 4 bits is equal to 1 nibble. And NIBBLE. That is half of a byte. Half of a byte, it is nibble. Okay. So 1 bit, it is 0 or 1. Then 8 bits, it is 1 byte. Then 4 bits, which is equal to 1 nibble. Then 1024 bytes. And all these values after this 2, after this 3, all the values are related with 1024. 1024 byte is 1 KB. You are always dealing with this KB, MB, GB. Today, we are discussing the term GB only. Okay. 2 GB in memory in your mobile. It is 2 GB, 4 GB, just like that. Okay. We are not discussing this MB. And TB is also there. So, what is GB? What is 1 GB? 1 GB means 1024 MB. Then what is GB means? Gigabyte. MB means megabyte. KB means kilobyte. Then terabyte is there. Petabyte is there. Exabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte, brontobyte. The last, this one is not needed. Just read that terms. We need this much of topics. You want to by heart these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms. Okay. One bit, it is 0, 1. Then you learn that in a particular order. Then you can write all the terms related with GB or MB or TB. It is all related with 1024. 1024 bytes is equal to 1 KB. Then after that, 1024 KB is equal to 1 MB. 1024 MB is equal to 1 GB. 1024 GB is equal to 1 TB. So you want to learn the order. After bit, it is bytes, byte. Then after byte, it is KB. After KB, it is after KB, it is MB. After MB, it is GB. After GB, it is TB. Lower classes, you are learning that meter, centimeter. What is 1 meter? What is 1 centimeter? Just like that. Just like that, you learn these terms also. Okay. What is 1 bit? Then 8 bit. This is easy to learn, but you just learn the 4 terms that is related with KB, MB, GB, and TB. Okay. What is 1 KB? 1 KB means 1024 bytes. and 1 MB means 1024 KB, and 1 GB means 1024 MB, 1 TB is 1024 GB. Okay. KB means kilobyte, MB means megabyte, GB means gigabyte, TB is terabyte. Okay. So next heading, it is generation of computer. It is not an important topic. I think from 4th or 5th standard onwards, you are learning this generation of computer. The first one, it is vacuum tube. It is in a big room, just like that. Then second time, it used, instead of vacuum tubes, it used transistors. Then after transistors, it is integrated circuit. That is large scale integrated circuit. After that, for 4th generation, it use very large scale integrated circuit. And 5th, we are using artificial intelligence based computers. Nowadays, we are using artificial intelligence based computer and also very large scale integrated circuits. Just write first and the year and these terms. Okay. First generation, one N is missing. Generation. In first generation, it used valves, that is vacuum tubes. In second generation, it used transistors, and the year it is 59 to 64. After 64 to 75, it is third generation. It used large scale integrated circuit. Integrated circuit means ICs. Okay. That is IC. Then fourth generation, it is very large scale integrated circuit, that is VLIC. Large scale, it is LCIC. That is fourth generation is from 75 onwards, and the fifth generation, it use artificial intelligence based computers. Completed, Naurin?
Yes, ma'am.